Welcome to Fashion for Water on World Water Day. My name is Vanessa de la Caz, and I'm delighted to guide you through today's agenda. And we will be searching for solutions. We want to start a revolution, a fashion revolution. And maybe you've heard the numbers before, but let me repeat them anyway. So it takes 7,000 to 11,000 liters just for one pair of jeans. And the fashion industry has a high impact on our environment. Let's open the chapter Bangladesh. The true price of fashion, its impact on water resources in Bangladesh. And we're so honored to have our first speaker. She came all the way from Bangladesh. And well, she said, my mother is one of the smartest ladies I've ever seen. Let me tell you, well, like mother, like daughter, she's really smart. She's an engineer, she's a leader, she's a trailblazer, and she currently is the country director of Practical Action, that's an NGO. Please welcome Hasin Jahan.
Welcome. Very warm welcome from Bangladesh. I'm honored to be here to discuss with you about the true price of fashion and its impact on water. Let me set the tone by saying a little bit about Bangladesh. Bangladesh is the 8th most populous country in the world, and the population density is extremely high, over 1,000 people per square meter. Bangladesh is one of the climate vulnerable countries, and natural disaster is a common phenomenon there. Against all odds, we are still maintaining GDP constantly very high, more than 6.5% for the last few years, and current year it exceeded more than 8%. So you can think of our growth. More than 66 million people are in the labor force right now, which is 7th in this world. Bangladesh is the 2nd largest apparel exporting country, and perhaps that's why I'm here in front of you. And around 80% of country's income depends on RMG sector, and it constitutes roughly 16% of our GDP. And very interestingly, 4.4 million people are directly working in this sector, of which 80% are women. So you can understand and imagine the contribution of women. And these 4.4 million people are indirectly supporting 40 million people in their livelihood and bringing changes in their lives. Now coming back to the climate vulnerability issue, more than 700 rivers are flowing through Bangladesh, which are mostly originated from Himalayas. And being the lower riparian country, about 1,000 billion square meter water drains over Bangladesh and fall into Bay of Bengal. Rainfall is very high, more than 2,000 millimeter per year. And all this fact might give you an impression that Bangladesh is a country of abundance of water. But ironically, this is not true. It's equally suffer the water scarcity. According to the National Water Security Index, the score of Bangladesh is lowest 5th. There are 3 main reasons for that. One is the river water pollution, and the second one is groundwater extraction, and the third one is saltwater intrusion. Let me unpack these 3 points. In a nutshell, in Bangladesh, there are over 11,000 industries, of which more than half are fashion industries. And these fashion industries produce huge amount of wastewater, roughly 4,000 million liters per day. And you can imagine something like 20,000 Olympic swimming pools every day. And from where this water is coming? This water is coming from underground resource, water aquifer. As a result, the water table is going down and down and down. This is the picture of Dhaka city. If you see the red spotted zone, that is showing water mining situation. Water mining situation is like that. When water is abstracted from that area, it will never be naturally replenished even within the next hundreds years. So this is very alarming, and this is happening in many places. Fashion industries is growing very fast, and it is expected that by 2030 in Bangladesh, it will grow by 3-folds. It means the water demand will also rise, and it is estimated that around 250% water demand will rise. And it is expected that of this amount, 98% water will come from underground. So now you understand that how our underground situation is threatened due to fashion industries. Now coming to the surface water pollution. Most of the industries are discharging water without adequate treatment. As a result, all the river ecosystem is destroying. Today's newspaper in Bangladesh covered that 29 rivers are under threatened condition because of the pollution and because of having heavy metals. And fashion industries effluent contain pollutants and mostly salt, bleach, heavy metals, and dyes, which are very unhealthy and disastrous. Now coming back to my third point about saltwater intrusion, due to climate change vulnerability, the coastal line is suffering from saltwater intrusion, so water is saline there. As a result, it's very hard to get good drinking water, and women has to suffer, women and children, because they has to go walk for 2 to 3 hours to get drinking water. Use of saline water is also causing several diseases, including skin disease and hypertension. Nevertheless, plastic pollution is again a big amount of that is definitely coming from fashion industries, are stopping natural flow and aggravating water pollution. So what could be the way forwards? In fact, as I mentioned earlier, the water demand is increasing. To cope with the increased demand, we have to look for water-efficient technologies and product. And for that, we really need investment on R&D. Often, effluent systems or effluent treatment plants available in Bangladesh are very complicated and too expensive. We can think of having a portable one, an easy one, maybe context-specific technology. Reuse and recycling of water and wastewater for every fashion industry should be must. And it can be rainwater harvesting and reuse of wastewater within the industry premises. And most importantly, we have to promote recycle. If we talk about the recycling of plastic, we have to understand the new plastic versus recycled plastic. Recycled plastic is always expensive than new plastic. So recycling is not easy. Even we recycle all the plastics that may not be used. So we have to get ready for the understanding the financial implication, change our mindset, and adequate policy environment for that. As I told earlier, that the contribution of fashion industries in our country's economy as well as individual people are tremendous. We simply cannot avoid that. At the same time, these fashion industries are polluting the natural resources. So we need to find a balance between the two. And for that, fashion industries need to revisit its investment paradigm, and there are ways of operation for minimizing adverse impact in the environment and become a trendsetter to the globe, because fashion should not come at heavy cost. Thank you very much.